Apparently your teacher is shit at her job. It's Senator Feinstein, not Feinstein. You're going in there to ask this woman 4 things. I would suggest you use her fucking title.
We're asking her to vote yes on the Green New Deal.
Well, make sure you call her Feinstein. That'll probably get you a good old yes.
We are trying to ask you to vote yes on the Green New Deal.
Please.
We're asking you, us children, to destroy the U.S. economy. Go.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
You know it's never going to go the way you want it to go when somebody starts off with, okay, I'll tell you what. It's not even really going to be a compromise at that point, just saying.
We have our own Green New Deal.
No, you don't. You ain't got shit. You want to know why? Because there ain't nothing to be fucking done. We are not the problem anymore. We have made great strides and we've done amazing things and we are pretty much there. Everybody else needs to get to where we're at. There's 300 some other countries in this fucking world and we're doing better by leaps and bounds than they are. So, you don't have a Green New Deal because there's no fucking Green New Deal to be had for us. We're done.
Some scientists have said that we have 12 years to turn this around.
No scientist has said that. I know there have been people who say that they're scientists who have said that, but they're lying to you. We do not have 12 years to turn this around. There's just nothing to turn around. Sorry. First of all, right? The planet goes in cyclical stages. The temperature, the climate, all that sort of thing goes like this. It goes low, and then it goes high, and then it goes low, and then it goes high, and then it goes low. We're going into a high part. That's really all it kind of is. And shit's going to get bad because we're going into an upper climate range. At some point, shit will go back down. It's kind of how the world has worked for millions of years, and it will still continue to work that way until stars burn out.
Well, it's not going to get turned around in 10 years. What we can do,
Senator, if
is
this
put
doesn't get turned around in 10 years, you're looking at the faces of the people who are going to be living with these consequences.
Bam! There it is. There's the trick. At some point, a con artist always exposes the trick, right? Look, we're here to get you on tape saying yes. Nobody else is supporting this thing except idiot citizens. And they're idiots. They don't matter, because in this particular case, they're stupid. So who gives a shit what they think? We need to get somebody important to say that they support this on fucking film. And if not, we need to get you telling these poor children no. Because we're going to fuck you one way or another. Either we're going to trap you into stupidity, or we're going to make you to be the monster. Right? You either live long enough to be a moron, or you're mean to kids.
The government is supposed to be for the people and by the people
And you're a very, very small, pun not intended, but a very, very small group of all the people. And nobody else but the idiots in this room, not including Senator Feinstein apparently, think that what you're saying is worth listening to. So shut up!
You know what's interesting about this group is I've been doing this for 30 years.
Ah, shit, here we go. She's been doing it for 30 fucking years.
I know what I'm doing.
Excuse me.
You come in here and you say it has to be my way or the highway. I don't respond to that.
Yeah, motherfucker. She tells people that, not you. You don't tell that shit to Dianne Feinstein. Dianne Feinstein says that to you, bitch.
I've gotten elected. I just ran.
Oh, Christ, here we go. She just got elected. Oh, my God.
I was elected by almost 1 million vote plurality. and I know what I'm doing. So, maybe people should listen a little bit.
Well, bitch, when you say something worth listening to, I'm sure my ears will perk right up, and here we are.
I hear what you're saying, but we're the people who voted you. You're supposed to listen to us. That's your
How old are you?
job.
How old
I'm
are you?
16. I
Well,
can't
you didn't vote for me.
Well, she.
See, Diane Feinstein, also a very shitty teacher. That's the perfect opportunity to explain to these children that, yes, you voted for me. And now I represent the entirety of the country. You're asking me to do something that will severely damage the entirety of the country. How dare you leverage your one little voice against everybody else? Especially when everybody else disagrees with you, primarily because you're talking about putting them into abject poverty to stave off something that's going to stop itself in another, 100 years or so, and then we're going to go down and everybody's going to be talking about how fucking cold it's getting. Shut up.
I'm 24.
It doesn't matter. We're the ones who's going to be
Words mean
impacted.
something.
It doesn't matter. We're going to be the ones who are impacted.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fucking Fed line. We're the ones that are going to be impacted. You gotta be shitting me. I know exactly where that came from. The fucking teacher.
I understand that. I have 7 grandchildren. I understand it very well.
Senator, the cost of not taking this action is far higher than the cost of what the Green New Deal will be.
Now see, here you're trying to equate a moral cost with a monetary cost. Right? I would say that if you would like to compare moral costs, everybody finding out quite a few years down the road that you're stupid compared to, I don't know, abject poverty nationwide. I don't think there's an equal equivalence here. Right? Like, the jury's still really far out on what you're saying. Really far. Right? And I know, but 99% of climate scientists say that the oral B is the way to go. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Science is not proven fact by consensus, you shit. There was one man at one point who said the earth was round. One man! But luckily enough for all of us, science isn't fucking decided by consensus. You nerds.
And there is enormous popularity for this bill around the whole country.
From who? If there was, you wouldn't have to be brainwashing small, just innocent children and parading them in front of senators to beg for them to support your bill. If there was anybody supporting it, you wouldn't have to stoop this low. The simple fucking fact that you're there proves nobody else supports it.
And we're asking you to be brave and do this for us and for your grandchildren.
Yes, but what you're asking isn't worth it. It isn't worth what you're going to get. Period. The fact that you don't understand that doesn't make it not true.
Get enough for everyone. I'm trying to do the best I can, which was to write a responsible resolution.
Any plan that doesn't take bold, transformative action is not going to be what we need.
Jesus Christ, that sounds like a Fed line too. What teacher taught her that dumb shit?
Well, you know better than I do. So I think one day you should run for the Senate.
Great.
And then you do it your way.
But by that time,
in the meantime,
there's going to be a big problem.
Kid, don't worry. By that time, there will still be no problem. People will still try and convince you that they are, and apparently you've been all set up for the fucking horror show that really isn't life, but that everybody's going to convince you it is. So, good fucking luck with that.
I just
have a
won a
letter
big
for you.
election.
Yeah, she didn't fucking care about your letter, kid. Look. Goddamn children. Always making noise. Look. This whole we're gonna parade out kids to give their good opinion on fucking what the country should do. This shit is getting fucking played out. You people are despicable. You've hit the point of despicable tactics. Don't use innocent children and brainwash them into terror, thinking that they're gonna wind up dying in another 10 years. First of all, this shit ain't gonna happen. Because they said that we were gonna be dying in 10 years ago. And they've been saying it every year since it didn't happen in another 10 years. We've been slowly dying for 10 years for the past 20 fucking years. Shut the fuck up. Right? The water levels aren't rising. And if they do, it'll be so slow. We'll have time to adjust. Right? The planet isn't going to die. And if it does, well, you're not going to care. You want to know why? You'll be dead. Like, the people who honestly think that you're going to go to bed and the next day you're going to either have drowned in your sleep or B, you're going to wake up and look out of your balcony at just water and corpses floating by. That it's going to happen that fast. One day, I was living on the beach. The next day, I was dead because climate change. The waters rose so fast there was nothing we could do. I sat there for 50 years screaming, "Oh no, I'm going to drown," and pointing at the water as it ever so slowly crept towards me until finally I died. Anything to happen like that, first of all. Second of all, that shit ain't gonna happen. Not in the next 50 years. Not in the next 1,000 years. It isn't gonna happen. Not the way you're talking. No. The Doomsday Scenario movies are movies. They are not documentaries. It is not what happened at some other time in some other place where everybody died. No. It doesn't happen like that. The temperature isn't going to drop to minus 500 in 10 seconds like in the fucking movie. It isn't going to happen. No. Like, but at the end of the day, whether it's true or not, we are doing far more than every other country on this planet to help with whatever problem there may or may not be. I'm going to keep my car until everybody else is where we're at. Then we can talk about maybe get rid of cars. But until then, fuck you. I'm using my car. Because train transit's stupid. And if it was better than what we had, today at work, I heard somebody bitching about fucking nobody wants solar and nobody wants wind. And I avoided it because I was at work. But what I wanted to say was, the reason why nobody wants solar and wind is because the shit doesn't fucking work. If it worked, we'd have it. This isn't brand new technology that came out fucking yesterday and everybody's just stubborn and unwilling to try it. This is shit that's been around for decades. It don't fucking work. Period. Or else it would be everywhere. Every day, I drive by a school. And that school has a giant solar panel outside. And you know what it powers? The lights to light up the garden that's underneath the giant solar panel. It collects that much energy. Mind you, this thing is like 10 foot by 5 foot. It's massive. And it powers 5 lights. They run all day. It's amazing. That's not enough to run my house. I don't have enough space outside of my house to plaster enough solar panels to run my house. This shit don't work. That's why we don't use it. When planes caught on, it wasn't because everybody was stubborn for a very long time and then they finally were convinced, oh, well, I guess this is good. We'll stop using trains. Everybody went, trains are shit. We need to come up with something better. And then we had cars, and then we had better cars, and then we got planes. And now we have fucking very few trains. Why? Because they're shit. We knew back then. We need to stop using fucking trains. They're shit. They're not as good as we need. We need better. And then we said we need better than coal. And they said, let's harness the power of the sun. And they tried it and went, this is shit. We're not going to do this. It wasn't because we're stubborn. It's because it's shit. Wind is the same. The wind doesn't blow enough. Over the past 2 days, there has been a lot of wind. We have had a lot of wind in my area. And that was not enough wind to power everything for the rest of the year. Other than that, not very much wind. So, what? People who live in places that don't have wind, they get shitty solar power, I guess. And people in places that do have wind get fucking shitty wind. Like, it doesn't work. It's why we don't do it. It isn't bold. It isn't brave. It's fucking stupid. Because the shit don't work. When we needed the power of the wind to mill our grain, that was when wind power was fucking awesome, man. But they also built those on very tall hills for a reason. And they were built to one very specific purpose. For a reason. And nobody else had electricity. Because there was no electricity to be had. Like, I could see if literally this shit came out yesterday and we were all just like, nah. I could see the argument being made that it's bold and we gotta think outside the box. Using shit we've already deemed crap is not thinking outside of the box. It's thinking inside of the box we already threw away. That's stupid. And then these stupid teachers convince these children that they're on a limited time span. So yeah, of course, when Dianne Feinstein bursts their bubble and says, no, sweetie, we're not going to do that because that's stupid. Of course these kids are going to start crying because they're taking it as Dianne Feinstein says, I don't care if you die in 10 years. Doesn't matter to me. I'm old. I'll be dead long before them anyways. Like, that's not what she's saying. She just doesn't have the balls. She isn't brave enough or bold enough to look at those kids and go, children, your teachers are stupid and they brainwash you. You need to read more books. And then say, thank you for trying to trick me. I'm not taking con games today. And then she goes to her fucking office and does her work. That's what she should have done. But she sat there and wanted to play nice with him. And honestly, that's how I'm taking it. She sat there and played nice with them. She should have said, alright, look, first of all, Thank you, children, for coming to see me. I hear what you have to say, and now I'm going to talk to your teacher about responsibility and ethics. And then the children should have been ushered to I will take all of your... Every time I think about the New Green Deal, I'm going to picture every one of your little faces and make sure you look at every single one of them for a good enough amount of time that they really believe that. Because they're kids, they'll believe it anyway. And then you shush them out of the room, and then you sit that cunt down and say, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you terrifying these children into thinking they've got 10 years to live? What is wrong with you? How stupid are you? Do you know anything about what you're talking about? That's what she should have done. That would have been bold. That would have been brave. That would have been what we need. But, you know, we elect weak people for whatever reason. You know how they say the best leaders are the ones that don't want to lead? We vote for people who desperately want to lead. I think there's something to that.